Forbidden knowledge? It seems you know about a concept that even I don't completely understand. Could you tell me what you know? Your inference seems logical enough. Forbidden knowledge once polluted the desert thousands of years ago, but was successfully repelled thanks to King Deshret's self-sacrifice and Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. The second instance of forbidden knowledge pollution occurred during the Conria Cataclysm 500 years ago. But I'm afraid it is much more serious this time, with Irminsul itself already in danger.
So, if we're in the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, and it's also been affected by forbidden knowledge pollution, then does that mean, in order to save us, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
Yes. It's very possible that she sacrificed her life in the fight against forbidden knowledge. She didn't completely eradicate forbidden knowledge, but if it weren't for her actions, the pollution would have been far more rampant over these past 500 years. The way that everyone, including me, has forgotten everything about forbidden knowledge may very well be due to her restoration of Irminsul. I'm just sharing her pain. The pollution of her consciousness here is severe. There is madness, chaos, and pain all around us. Did she fight to resist the forbidden knowledge pollution in such terrible conditions? All the way up to her last breath. She even used her last remnant of lucid consciousness to leave a clue for us to follow. Yes, her words were distorted by forbidden knowledge, so that's all we could hear. But now, we have a chance to find the answer to this mystery. We can cross the polluted consciousness until we found the right path to meet with our lucid consciousness. And then, we'll let Greater Lord Rukkhadevata tell us the truth in person. Each of us need to be mindful of the state of our own consciousness while we are here. Even with the Gnosis' protection, we must always keep a clear mind. Otherwise, we could go mad at any moment.
That's so scary.
Don't worry, it should be easy enough for you to keep that mind of yours clear, Paimon. Let's...
Are we in the air? And why is there a huge boat?
That's the boat of consciousness, which symbolizes reason here.
Wow, what are these? The monsters seem to have been affected by them.
Here you are. Futile! Verdict is...
Oh no, I already played it. Really, you can't jump.
Flicker. The plan's changed. Verdict is... Ha! Ha!
The process of elimination.
Burn! Ha! Ha!
Your sins weigh upon your soul.
Disappear!
Futile!
Verdict is... Ha! Ha! Ha!
Here you are. What a drag. Nowhere to run.
Windblade! Ha! Time for retribution!
Scatter! I miscalculated.
To control the boat of consciousness, we need to find the helm first. We changed direction. Are we still going the right way, Nahida?
Mm-hmm. Judging from the current route, the boat of consciousness will soon take us out of here. We'll be arriving at our destination soon. How are you feeling? Are your minds still intact?
Huh? But everything's been completely normal for Paimon.
Hopefully there won't be any more interruptions. This time, we should be able to meet Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
Are you saying you've never met Greater Lord Rukkhadevata before?
No, it seems that my birth and her death took place at the same time. Otherwise, I think she would have given me a little more guidance, and I could have done a better job.
Hey, you've done a great job, Nahida. Let's get out of this creepy place and go meet her. So, is this the place you were talking about? The base of Irminsul?
Well, this is the place.
We're here to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, right? But the one standing over there is...
Is that me? She looks exactly like me. Are you Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
Yes, that's me. Are you surprised by my appearance? Irminsul and the surrounding lands have been reproduced here as they were years ago. But this is just a realm of consciousness. We are manifestations of the same nature. Hence why we would appear exactly the same.
We're of the same nature. Why?
Because you are me, and I am you. You are me in the new samsara.
The new samsara?
As Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, I'm the avatar of Irminsul. And you are the purest branch snapped from Irminsul. Imagine it this way. Even if a tree dies, its branches will eventually take root and grow, continuing the tree's life in another form. I'm merely the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. The real me has presumably died a long time ago. Judging from your appearance, I've probably been dead for 500 years. But you're finally here. My new self in the samsara.
If this is true, then am I going to be a great archon like you someday?
Though we share the same nature, our fates are bound to be different. All things have their own fate. When a branch grows into a mature tree, it won't be the same as the original tree.
That's why fate is the ultimate knowledge, isn't it?
That's a great insight. Yes, very good. It's also precisely why you won't become like me. But perhaps you may become an even greater archon than I already see a determination in you that I didn't possess in my time. And the future that it leads you to will be yours alone.
Right back where it
Along
was.
with the blessings from your past experiences.
That heavy statue.
Don't worry. The growth of wisdom is like that of a plant. You only need to...
Come to think of it, the sages never had the faintest inkling of the meaning of wisdom.
Thank you. Nothing makes me happier than discovering that the archon I always admired was in fact myself in another fate. It's so nice to speak with you, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. I've always wanted to meet you.
The feeling is mutual. From the moment I snapped the branch off Irminsul and created you, I've also looked forward to talking with you.
Could you tell me why you wanted to create me? And what exactly happened when you died?
Ah, I see. You're here seeking answers, right? Everything that day, even the sky itself, changed into a color like this.
Last interruption.
At that time, the seven were all summoned to the nation of Conria. Except for me. I had a more important task to attend to. I had to protect Irminsul. The disaster occurred together with the pollution of forbidden knowledge. At that very moment, with my consciousness connected to Irminsul, I sensed something was wrong. The pain started to torment my mind. By the time I reached Irminsul, it was already displaying signs of corruption. Had I not repelled the pollution of forbidden knowledge with King Deshret thousands of years ago, I might have felt even more hopeless and lost.
So what exactly is forbidden knowledge?
It's a kind of knowledge that doesn't belong to this world, and a form of truth that can't be understood. It came from the very bottom of the abyss. Even I could never understand it. The world is constantly rejecting it, leading to all kinds of bad phenomena. If we allow forbidden knowledge to pollute Irminsul, I'm afraid the entirety of Tevat could fall apart.
So, there's knowledge that even the God of Wisdom can't understand?
At that time, I knew I couldn't repel the forbidden knowledge with my strength alone, which is why I created a device that compiled Kasha.
It's truly the world's most amazing invention.
Thank you. For a long time, I thought dreams were the fruit of human wisdom. Though it was selfish to do so, I borrowed people's dreams using the Akasha. Then I compiled their wisdom and all of my own power.
Well, did it work?
Thanks to the wisdom of the people of Sumeru, almost all the forbidden knowledge was cleared from Irminsul. But things didn't go as smoothly as I thought. I had a terrible headache, which gave me an uneasy feeling. And then I remembered that my consciousness was also connected with Irminsul. It brought me knowledge and wisdom, but vile corruption as well. From the very beginning, my existence had been polluted by the forbidden knowledge.
Oh no. I've experienced that pain in your consciousness. It must have been a horrible experience.
Yes, but my feelings weren't important. The important thing was that even if I died, my existence and everything related to me would continue to exist in Irminsul as memories and knowledge, meaning that the forbidden knowledge couldn't ever be permanently eradicated. And there's no way for me to eliminate myself. It would be a sort of paradox. So, I took the purest branch of Irminsul as my incarnation in the next samsara and left a trail of clues, all in hopes that you would come here and remove me and my pollution from Irminsul forever.
Wait. No, I can't.
So you realize what that implies? You are very smart indeed. Irminsul has all the knowledge and memories of this world. And as you've realized just now, removing me from Irminsul means I essentially will never have existed in this world. But this is the only way to save Irminsul.
People love you so much and they've missed you so much over the past 500 years. I am exactly the same. So how can we just forget you like this? Is there really no other way? There must be something else I can do.
You're the god of wisdom, Booer. You should know that there is no other way.
But this is so cruel. I don't want to forget you.
No need to feel so sad, Booer. As someone who delights in wisdom, you should feel joy at finally finding the answer. These are the words in their entirety. The answer you've been seeking all along. Let the world completely forget me. We all nestle under the great tree of wisdom, peering out to perceive the world. From the earth and from the rain, we perceive its wonders until we become a white bird to perch atop a branch and finally snap off the most important leaf. Once upon a time, I alone dreamed in this world. In my dreams, everybody would also dream after they fell asleep. Wild and wonderful thoughts would emerge from their minds. Some tumbled to the ground, and others floated to the sky, connecting all things in the world into one dazzling net. Among a plethora of worlds were numerous smaller worlds, all of fate, finding within the tapestry their brilliant glow. I gradually understood that these indescribable and constantly changing things are the most profound things in the world. Only they can completely repel the madness. Only dreams can awaken consciousness from the deepest darkness. I'm the one who posed this question, yet also the one who sought a solution. Saving the world with the dreams of the people used to be my answer. And now, you've also found your own answer, and I shall return all the dreams to the people. Goodbye, people of Sumeru. May you be blessed tonight with the sweetest of dreams.
The end of Genshin Impact. For now, at least.
I'm alright. I'm just a little confused. We've just saved the world, right? So why am I crying? I don't know where this feeling inside of me is coming from. But I feel very sad. Just now, we used the power of two gnosis to successfully connect with the Ermin Soul consciousness from 500 years ago. Then, we removed the remaining pollution from Merman Soul.
Yeah, what's wrong? Weren't you there just now?
What's going on? Doctor. You bastard.
Huh? That sound.
I've been waiting here far too long. But finally I have the chance to be alone with you. All the precious time I wasted has finally paid off.
The doctor. What have you done?
Just a type of sound wave that can quickly put defenseless people into a dream. As I expected, it doesn't have any effect on gods. This is the only thing of interest I found among the sage's research. I thought I'd take it for a little spin. Don't worry. I know you would never forget. I'm here to negotiate with you. Naturally, I won't do anything dangerous that could potentially damage our relationship.
Negotiate with me? I heard you had already left Sumeru. Why are you here again now?
I left Sumeru, but I also stayed in Sumeru. Even the God of Wisdom is restricted by the habits of cognition. How disappointing.
You mean there are many different versions of you in this world?
An astute guess. Even the same individual will have different cognitions at different ages. A long time ago, I made a major decision in hopes of preserving all my perspectives of how I observed the world. Observation is the first step of any experiment, but observing the current world doesn't satisfy me. It lacks an important dimension. So I saved segments of all my ages, and that's all there is to it. Indulge me. How does the God of Wisdom find my method of seeking knowledge?
It's an insult to the very concept of life. Life inherently has many rules and restrictions, each with its own significance and reason to exist. They can't be broken on a whim.
Good. Amazing, even. Indeed, it's difficult for humans to make peace with themselves, not to mention oneself from a different period.
Since you were in the academia, why wait until now to show up? You could very well have stopped us and helped that fake god.
Simple. Let me ask you this. Would any staff member ever help the subject in the middle of an experiment? It was my experiment. So why should I interfere with the results?
The academia saw the plan to create a god as their ultimate goal, yet you only saw it as an ordinary experiment. You really are crazy. If the experiment succeeded, you would have had a new god on your hands. How would you have faced your own god then? Would you still take the same stance? Would you still hold the same view of yourself?
I'm first and foremost a scholar. These results should be left to the judgment of the hypothetical me confronted with that outcome. But you're right. And that's exactly why I'm disappointed with the conclusion of this experiment.
As an individual, you don't have any sense of belonging. You seem to have even fewer convictions than a typical scholar.
Oh no, I certainly have my own convictions. They just don't fit your standards, that's all. All right, that's enough conversation for today. The experiment is over, and it's time to tidy up the equipment and reclaim any useful materials. For example, the Gnosis. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you're an intelligent archon. I'm sure you understand the disparity in our combat abilities at this time. Besides, you have no way to use that electro-gnosis in battle.
Didn't you say you were here to negotiate with me? Somehow, it's starting to seem like you intend to take it by force now.
After all, I'm also a scholar. Naturally, I hope to show proper respect and dignity to the God of Wisdom.
Your hypocrisy is built on absolute confidence. I understand your scheme, but... what if I were to destroy the Gnosis now and awaken the heavenly principles?
Heavenly principles? Do you think that's really possible?
The heavenly principles have been silent for many years, but the Gnosis are symbols of their control over Tevat and all the laws. Will the destruction of a Gnosis attract the attention of the heavenly principles? And if so, how do the Fatui plan to deal with the consequences? Do you dare to gamble such a possibility with me?
Gamble? How surprising. I thought you would show evidence or use rigorous reasoning to prove your point. The word gamble is the last thing I expected to hear from the God of Wisdom. But this is a clever move. You must have seen through me when I first captured your consciousness. As a scholar, I respect all possibilities. This has always been my principle and is an essential trait as an experimenter. Indeed, I can't ignore this possibility. So tell me then, what are your conditions?
This foreign Gnosis will only lead to disaster if it stays in SUMERU. But this electro-gnosis is the prize I obtained after defeating one of your fellow Harbingers. Now, as the one who initiated this cascade of events, shouldn't you pay the corresponding price?
Price? Interesting. What price would you have me pay?
How about
Your
erasing
life.
all your other segments?
So this is how you wish to restrict me, the most threatening opponent of the Nation of Wisdom. What you request of me is like plucking out the eyes I have placed in the dimension of time. Segments are extraordinarily difficult to make. They require extremely rare resources and enormous amounts of time and effort, requiring me to destroy them all here and now. Bravo. A suitably wise decision on your part. Yes, how very interesting. Can I assume that you have long been wary of me? Among all the versions of me, this segment you see now is the most selfish. If it weren't me, your idea wouldn't have worked. What did you see when you were imprisoned? You were observing me, and that's how you know I've long grown tired of their doubts and endless arguments.
Like you said, it's difficult to make peace with yourself. Being as smart as you are, have you managed to do that?
I see. If you think all those versions of me are worth a gnosis, then deal.
You sure didn't hesitate much. Is the relationship between all the versions of you really that bad?
I don't think there's any need to dwell on that. The surplus versions of me can be exchanged for a gnosis. Do you think anyone can offer themselves at a higher price? Besides, with my abilities, it's only a matter of time until I find better perspectives. Perhaps it's best to say, you're just temporarily ahead. But what I'd like to know is, how can you be sure that I've really erased them?
I can see your remaining honesty.
What a ridiculous decision! You can't be serious!
How could I have been so
Short-sighted! You think this is the end? I'll have it!
You'll make this moment count.
You will regret this!
Well, have you confirmed that it's complete?
Here, take it. The future of SUMERU City will be in my hands alone. I will shut down the Akasha and let curiosity and the thirst for knowledge drive the realm of academics once again. There won't be any further gaps for you to exploit.
It truly pains me that my academic achievements have never been appreciated in my homeland. Of course, I have no interest in being rejected by this city for a third time. Another chess piece. And where is your dendrognosis?
Don't be greedy, Harbinger of Snezhnaya.
No, this is a different transaction. If you intend to turn off the Akasha anyway, then there's no further use for the Gnosis of SUMERU, is there? Besides, isn't it the Archon's duty to deliver what's desired of the Seeker? Oh, judging from your expression, you don't seem to find the idea very agreeable. Then let's think of it this way. Since you're the god of wisdom, how about I exchange some knowledge with you?
People exchanging knowledge with the god of wisdom is the stuff of legends. Yet here you wish to exchange knowledge for the god of wisdom's property. Arrogant as that is, it has piqued my interest.
Let me ask you, have you in all your mighty knowledge ever heard the rumor that the skies of Tevat are fake?
Yes.
That's the secret hidden by Ermin's soul concerning the truth.
The skies of the
this
vat
world.
is fake. I don't know what to think about that.
Once I finish telling you about this, it will be time for me to say goodbye. With negotiations, we've all gotten what we wanted. I'm very glad I got to meet you like this.
Your arrogance may know no bounds, and convictions may mean nothing to you. But I will still listen to what you have to say.
Together! Okay. Wake him up. Are you awake? Kali says it's time for breakfast. Come on, get up! Good morning! How are you feeling today? Good to hear. It looks like we've recovered pretty well. Not e- Come on, traveler.
Alright guys, I'm in the final missions of Genshin.
Good morning. Looks like you're awake.
I already beat the boss was way too easy.
I prepared
Easier
some
than
breakfast
Signori,
today.
easier than
Please
Raiden
have a
Shogun.
taste. I hope you'll like it.
It's nice to have.
Well, now that I've recovered from...
And Paimon bets they're all doing.
I thought you said he was difficult.
Oh, by the way, someone brought a letter for you after
He
you
was
went to
super
sleep last
easy.
night.
Nope. Paimon wanted to read the letter with you. Oh, it's. We're going as heroes of Sumeru. Please be sure to
The only
attend.
person died was all hate.
I've also heard that you've become heroes here as well. Everyone's aware of your ability.
Anyway, let's go to. Oh.
I had no healing
Be sure to
characters.
inform Master Tainari.
No defense characters. I'm not level 90 yet, so I'm not doing that yet.
Good morning. How do you feel today?
We feel much better. How about
I'm recovering well. Thanks for asking.
That's why I stay smart and
From
stay
the looks
below
of you
50.
seem to be already busy with work again.
It's fine. I'm not that busy, really. The
That's what I
Elzar
was
patients
planning
have
of.
recovered, as well as Hypatia. For now, I only need to tend to my Forest Watcher duties.
It seems once Ermin
Yes, but there are... The Withering is one example. Though it won't spread anymore, the existing zones won't just disappear. We Forest Rangers will still need to do the work.
By the way, we have some good news. Sino got his position back.
This news is hardly new. He had already mentioned it to me before.
Huh? You mean he was already here? Why didn't he come to say hi to us?
He visited once, but he was afraid of disturbing you while you were resting. He just asked me a few questions and left.
Then you probably already know all about the celebration feast.
Celebration feast? No, I haven't heard anything about that.
Huh? But didn't Nilu say in her letter that they would celebrate Sino? He didn't tell you?
Perhaps, or alternatively, he doesn't know about it either.
Come to think of it. You and Kale are both Sino's close friends. Why don't you come to the feast with us?
Kala has taken over some of my tasks these days. I don't think she'll have time for it. You see, some VIPs have come to the forest recently.
Huh? VIPs? Very important Paimons?
Well, technically speaking, they are former VIPs. The sages involved in recent incidents have begun their training in the Avidya forest, and the people they had previously imprisoned have all been released.
Huh?
Yes, he's a little weak, but he isn't injured and his condition is stable. Lesser Lord Kusanali, in her boundless mercy, has decided to spare Azar and the other wrongdoers. Supposedly, they were ashamed of their shallow ideologies and have decided to dedicate the rest of their lives to cultivating wisdom in the Avidya forest. When they learned that Lesser Lord Kusanali had defeated the Balladeer and saved Irminsul, they were shocked at first, but also became happy, feeling that the sacred light guiding them on the path of discovering wisdom had begun to shine once again. As a result, work has increased for the Forest Rangers.
Wait a minute. The Archon just took credit of our battle.
There's nothing we can do, really.
She didn't
But
defeat the
that's another
fucking
topic. Back to the
Balladeer, I
matter at
did.
hand. Are you two planning to head out?
Ah, right! We
Huh?
request permission.
You've recovered well. You may go, but be careful.
No, I haven't done Zonli's story mode yet.
Yay!
That's my next mission. Zonli's true half. Well, just like Goku. Goku would have done the same thing to make himself stronger. Sounds like Zonley was lonely. Well, that's what happens when you create stuff that you didn't expect to prepare. Even a god can have troubles creating something. But it's also the fact, if you think about it, there's two halves that equals the monster. Asraha.
Well, there won't be any problems if the feast starts at that time. Everything has already been prepared.
Mr. Zubair, I finished tallying things up here. Well, except for the guests.
Is a simple reply really that much to ask of our guests? It's affecting our arrangements.
Oh, it'll be fine. Besides, it never hurts to get things ready in advance.
I was thinking the same thing. The feast will be held sooner or later, right?
Hey, Nilu!
Traveler, Paimon.
We got your letters, so here we are!
You're the best.
Huh? Are we the only ones that have arrived?
Yeah, I had someone deliver letters to all of our guests. But
Look, I get it. SUMERU is in an extremely important period of transition right now, but even if your friends are important figures, they shouldn't just ignore your request like this. Nilu is SUMERU's #1 celebrity after all. You have no idea how happy I am to talk to people with good taste.
If you consider enjoying Nilu's dances having good taste, then almost everybody has good taste. Because Paimon thinks everybody will love her performance.
That's right. We all think she's amazing too. Nilu is an absolute favorite among those of us who frequent the Grand Bazaar.
She's blushing.
She have a great eye. Master Zubair, let's have a vote for the most outstanding audience members next time.
Nonsense. It is not for us to determine the value of an audience. But indeed, we could try giving gifts to people with particularly good taste. I heard there's a device in Fontaine called a camera that can record people's appearances as pictures. Such pictures would make superb gifts.
Ooh, good idea.
I don't want you giving pictures of me to everyone. I'm satisfied just being able to perform here.
There's always a lot going on at the Grand Bazaar.
Yeah, and that's why I love it here. Traveler and Paimon, could you help confirm if the letters were actually delivered? If for some reason they didn't receive the letters, then please tell everyone that there will be a feast here.
Yeah, we can also check out how everything in SUMERU is going now.
When I wrote the letters, I heard that Dia was in Port Ormos, and Alhaitham was at the Academia. As for Sino, we've only heard that he appears at the Academia from time to time. I'm not too sure about Rahman's whereabouts. My guess is that he's with Dia. As for Dunyarzad, I just hope she's feeling better. I sent her a letter, but I was afraid of disturbing her.
Dunyarzad is finally
Please
healed.
ask about her for me.
Okay, got it. Let's go, Traveler.
Let's go get Alhaitham. Let's go get Alhaitham. Let's go get Alhaitham. Let's go get Alhaitham. Give me 1 second, guys. So I'm about to bitch slap the people who keeps making fake calls. I just got a call saying, I heard you put an application in for getting your knowledge. Like, when the fuck did I put an application for college, dumbass? You must really not know me. There's people who know me. I'm not going back to college and spend $36,000 and get more in debt. Fuck that. Only idiots does that. And 90% of the time, you can never pay that off until like 60 years later. I just feel like being in debt and
We
shit.
haven't seen Alhaitham anywhere. Let's ask that person over there. Hey there, have you seen Alhaitham around?
Yes, it seems Scribe Alhaitham has gone to the House of Dana. You should be able to find him there. But you're already the second group of people I've seen looking for him today. He must be quite the busy man.
Oh? Who else was...
Mr. Cave was just here asking about him. You wouldn't believe how terrible their relationship is. And now you two are here. Don't tell me everyone's here looking for gossip about the sages.
No way! We're strictly here on business.
Ah, I see. Sorry, I thought maybe everyone's as interested in rumors about the sages as I am.
I wonder who's going to be the next Archon God. And where location is that going to be? Is that 4.0 or 3.6?
Alhaitham should be around here somewhere, right? Oh, he's over
Guess
there.
how much primo gems you going to get for 3.6?
He might not have time for us.
Unlike always, creators fuck us. You're only giving us 300 fucking primo gems.
Put down that worthless book and tell me what happened in the academy.
This is not just some worthless book. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to find a physical book like this in SUMERU?
It doesn't matter. It's probably just another thing that you used your authority to get your hands on anyway.
Who are
Just
you?
put it aside. Listen, I came back today only to hear that the sages have disappeared.
Oh, you sound surprised. I thought you would already know the inside
Why do you
story.
look like it's pretty much the
Would
same?
I be here asking you if I knew? You're the scribe, not me. So just tell me what you know already.
Well, I almost became a sage.
Huh?
Oh, don't sound too surprised now. You're the renowned Kave, light of the Ksharawar. Besides, as a master builder and craftsman, chances are you'll be appointed as a sage too.
Why do I feel like you don't really mean it?
Huh. What makes you say that? Why would you question my heartfelt sincerity?
Maybe it's because you've never said anything good about me before.
Yeah, well, I share a similar sentiment, and anyone who knows you as well as I do would surely do the same.
Ugh, you... See? This is why I hate discussing anything with you. Your ridiculous and arrogant attitude always
I'm
gets
not
in the
playing
way.
nothing until I'm done with the story.
It seems that you really...
Ha! What was your first clue?
Well, then you might as well move out of my house.
Are you threatening me? Stooping to a new low, I see. Ugh, and don't change the subject. You, a sage? What a joke. The academia might as well just close tomorrow.
Are they having a fight?
Haven't you been busy with your construction project? Tell me, when are you going to build yourself a mansion?
Don't get me started. I get angry just thinking about it.
So, what great building did our master architect work on this time?
Like I need to tell you. Keep your nose out of my business.
No, I think we deserve to know. Where were you when SUMERU needed you most?
I was in the desert for a large project, but considering Haravatat's utter ignorance of architectural and aesthetic matters, you probably wouldn't understand. Which is truly unfortunate. I can only pity the man who doesn't understand the first thing about beauty and romance. Unlike a true... hold on, wait a second. What do you mean by when SUMERU needed me most?
Well, while you were out fiddling around in the desert, many people came together to save SUMERU from a crisis.
Ha! And you think I'd believe that?
Look, all you really need to know is that Azar and all his accomplices have all been overthrown.
Huh? What nonsense are you talking about?
It's no skin off my nose if you don't believe me. It's not like my Darshan was the one trying to apply for funding from the Grand Sage.
You know what? I'll ask around. I'm sure someone knows what's going on here. You're dead if I find out you're lying to me.
The Traveler. About time we get to talk, Mr. Alhaitham.
Oh, it's you two. What's the matter?
We're running some errands for Nilou. Have you received her letter?
Letter?
Nilou said she sent out a letter inviting everyone to a celebration feast in 2 days at the Grand Bazaar. We'll also be celebrating Zaino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra.
If she addressed the letter to Alhaitham of the Academia, then the letter should have gone to my office. I've been busy these days, so I haven't had time to check for any new mail at my office. I only now have some free time to attend to personal matters.
Have you always been so busy with your work?
Of course not. I'm only busy these days because several sages have been dismissed recently and the whole Academia was practically turned upside down.
Kainari told us they all went to train in the Avidia Forest. Apparently they will spend the rest of their lives there.
That is already the best possible ending for the likes of them. 4 of the 6 great sages were possessed by their desire for power and attempted to create a new god. In order to pull it off, they even imprisoned the other 2 rational sages. To imagine such things could take place in the Academia. I don't know where to begin.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. Feels kind of strange to hear them called that after all this time. But then again, the 6 great schools sounded pretty impressive too.
Yes, at least that's how they're supposed to sound. It's said that when the Academia was first founded, the Dendro Archon herself established the 6 great schools, each representing one of the 6 different types of wisdom. Numerous Darshans have sprung up and faded. Only the 6 Darshans, attaching themselves to the 6 great schools, have stood the test of time and obtained permanent seats in the Academia. Now, the 6 Darshans are nearly synonymous with the 6 great schools, and the leaders selected for the schools are the 6 great sages. Among the 6 great sages, there is one central leader. Unfortunately, only the sages from Vahumana and Amorta remain now. They were imprisoned for opposing Azar, and were only rescued after Azar's downfall.
So who's managing things in the other 4 schools now? Do they need to find someone new?
Yes. Normally, new sages are selected based on a strict set of criteria.
Oh, didn't you just say something about becoming a sage? If they pick you, then we'd have a huge connection in SUMERU.
Yes, about that. You didn't let me finish my sentence. The person in charge of personnel affairs nominated me to be the Grand Sage in place of Azar and help Lesser Lord Kusanali manage the Academia. But I refused.
Why?
Why? Can't you be a little more ambitious?
I'm not even interested in being one of the 6 great sages. Like I said before, I don't like being a leader.
Oh, all right. So are you busy these days trying to find others to take the job?
That's not my job either. I'm only responsible for handling important affairs within the Academia before the new sages take office. And the first thing I'll do is reject Kasharawar's application for funding.
By the way, who was that other person just now? Is he your friend?
Do we look like friends?
Paimon doesn't know. That's why Paimon's asking.
His name is Kaveh. my roommate. You could say he's the representative for Ksharawar scholars, which is exactly why he always has so many problems.
So everything that's happened recently must be a huge change for the people of Sumeru.
Such is the work of the Academia Scribe.
Well, anyway, no matter how busy you are, since you are our planner, remember to attend the celebration feast in 2 days.
All right, I'll see you there.
This is Port Ormos. Now
Is that Paimon I hear?
Huh?
Oh, it's been a while.
Dunyarzad! It's been so long since we've seen you!
I'm doing well. I can go as far as saying I have never been happier in my entire life. I don't know if you've heard, but Elazar has completely disappeared, and all the patients have recovered.
You kidding? Knowing them and the connections they've got, I'm sure they've heard about it. That's right. My lady is feeling better now, so I'm accompanying her for a walk.
Why do you still call me that, Dia? You've already informed my father of your resignation.
I guess I'm just used to calling you my lady. Old habits die hard.
Resignation? You mean you're quitting?
Yeah, I might start losing my edge if I keep being a bodyguard for the Homayanis.
You know that my parents and I are fond of you, and that we appreciate you very much. It wouldn't be a problem if you wish to continue to be our bodyguard.
I'm not a woman that's easily persuaded. You should know that by now. When I took this job, I had already decided that I'd quit as soon as you'd recovered. It's time for me to get back out there and chase that horizon.
So what are you gonna do now if you're not gonna be a bodyguard anymore?
I want to take a risky job and put my body to the test again.
Huh? But we literally just finished one of the most dangerous jobs ever. Are you getting bored already?
I know. If I hadn't joined in that plan with you, I wouldn't have come up with this idea. I guess I still get fired up by that feeling of going all out in a fight. It made me realize that I'm still a mercenary through and through. Life is short, and I'm happy that I got to be a part of that operation. But the whole thing also made me realize that there are still many problems in SUMERU. And as a desert dweller, I'm still not completely ready to settle down on this side of the wall.
Well, I remember a friend had someone bring you a message.
You mean I'll hate them? I didn't expect him to still remember that. I thought he was joking.
We just came from talking with Alhaitham at the Academia.
Did he tell you that he suggested that I come work at the Academia?
What?
I heard that Azar and his cronies fell from power, and Alhaitham told me that now was a good time to find a job in the Academia. But only if I wanted to.
Whoa. Paimon can't see you being anything other than a mercenary.
Me neither. But I think Dia would look great dressed up as a scholar.
Ugh, forget about it. I wouldn't last 10 seconds in there. Alhaitham probably just liked the way I worked and knew I'm good in a fight. So he suggested I find some work in the Academia.
But you know, if you take him up on
I'm
the
focused on the story.
Sino might actually agree and let you become a Matra. Because you're super amazing.
The Matra have all the talent they need as long as they have Sino. I prefer to be free to live however I choose. In fact, I chose this job from the very start because I knew it'd be right up my alley.
Even if being a mercenary means facing all kinds of danger.
A lion has to return to the wild sooner or later. If anything, being your bodyguard has been unfamiliar territory for me.
I don't want to see you go, but I'll respect your decision.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Come on, no need for the sad face. It's not like we'll never meet again. Once the whole Dendro Archon thing is settled, everything in SUMERU will take a turn for the better. That makes me happy too. But a peaceful society will probably mean less demand for mercenaries like me. Before long, we'll be a dying breed. So I'd better get to work while I still can.
Huh? But wait a second. You make it sound like you're leaving now.
Well, no, not yet at least. I promised my lady I'd stick around until next week.
So, have you been in Port Ormos this entire time? We were wondering if you had received a letter from Nilu.
Oh, did Nilu write to us?
She heard that you were seen in Port Ormos, so she sent the letter here.
Huh. It was probably sent to the inn that we're staying at. My lady has been very energetic lately and keeps taking me on hikes, staying out even into the night. By the time we get back, the receptionist is usually off napping on the job.
Right, and we tend to leave quite early in the morning, so the old man on duty is also usually dozing off.
So what it really sounds like is that the person on duty is always asleep.
I bet the letter's at the reception desk. I'll go check later.
No wonder there wasn't a reply. You never received the letter. Good thing Nilu asked us to come and check on that.
Sorry to make you two come all the way out here.
It must be something important for Nilu to specific.
Yes, she said they were preparing a victory feast in the Grand Bazaar, and will also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra. She was hoping you could come.
Great! I'll be sure to attend.
Count me in too. But is there some sort of dress code or anything for the feast? Can I just show up looking like this?
Since it's being organized by Nilu, I don't think she'll be too picky about that. If anything, I think she wants to see us as our most natural selves.
All right, then this is how I'll show up.
The feast will be held in 2 days, so don't forget.
Sure.
Thank you so much for letting us know. We'll see you there.
Oh, by the way, do you happen to know where Sino and Raman are?
The General Mahamatra always comes and goes without a trace. Normally no one knows his whereabouts.
Oh.
But last time we met, he mentioned that he had something to do in Aru village. You can try your luck there. As for Raman, your guess is as good as mine. I only remember he said that he had something to discuss with Sino. You can ask Sino when you meet him. Don't mention it. You'd better get going.
All right, on to our next...
You know what my bad luck is? I have to do my extension. I'm actually just hesitant. It's just staying at level 45. And just do the rest of archons first before even extending. I already beat it. Huh? I found 15 out of 25.
It's been a while since we last visited Aru village. Ah, there's Sino.
What brings you here?
We recovered well, and Tanari agreed to let us leave, so now we're out and about again.
It seems Gandharvaville's medical treatment is...
And Tanari is recovering well, too.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, you're the one who brought us here.
You're welcome. Tainari has excellent medical skills, and Kale is quite attentive. It was the best place for you.
But why are you just standing here?
I'm meeting some people.
Oh, you mean...
I've already talked with Candace and the village chief. But you know one of the people I'm meeting...
Oh, I'm just gonna skip the dialect.
Geshret's blessing. My friend suddenly appears in the desert.
Raman!
Oh.
Oh!
Don't worry.
I see.
Yeah, they need to allow us to skip the entire cutscene so we can get busy and do some stuff.
Well, I suppose I should... I've decided to leave...
What?
It's not that I will no longer pursue research. I plan to leave...
Wow!
Yeah, I just want to skip these because this takes so long just to hear them talk.
The people of King Stars have always got...
Oh, please. Where's all of this coming?
Yeah, like the video I just took
At first,
before I fought the big guy, it was 2 hours because nothing but dialect.
But what I heard at that time has been haunting my heart. As if there were Sataria.
Yeah.
Azar has received
Would
much
it-
needed punishment.
Yeah, we seriously
Lord
do.
Sino helped. My plan was able to go.
You're all doing so.
Aside from that, I also...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, I applied for a few batches of...
That's exactly.
Apart from this, we must be persistent about...
This is the first time. Remember these words. Here lies our faithful priest, Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration. I hope people with wisdom like...
Enough about us.
No, not at all. Neither wanted to write a celebration feast at the feast will also, although...
Celebration? It's the first...
Tighnari was right.
It's rare to see that.
No, not really.
Well, I still have a...
I'm afraid I won't. The messages. I'm sorry for how I. You and the art. You please keep down.
Okay, we've got all that down. Our job here is complete as
Got it.
Like I said, I'm not going nowhere until I'm done with this dialect. Nope. Because I finally want to get this done.
Today's the big day. Let's...
Because as of right now, I've technically beat the entire game until the next story. Because if you guys really think about it, I technically beat the entire game until the next update. Well, that's the story quest, not the actual missions itself. I'm talking about the campaign itself. I haven't been working on it for a very long time.
Everybody's already here. Looks like we're the last ones to arrive.
You're here.
Ah, there you are.
Well, look who
I've
finally
been collecting it
decided
for
to
about
show
2
up.
months.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up.
But we're not late.
I propose that the last one who arrived be...
Nah, there won't be any speed.
Oh, really?
Come join us over here.
Everything looks...
Wow. Whoa.
The food was special. Everyone that came.
Feels...
Being a bodyguard is also a hero. And I'm happy to meet everyone.
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it.
We owe it to our abilities. And
Really? Why?
That's how I remember.
it's luck that brought... Moreover,
Yeah, it was almost everyone played.
So, would you say we're good actors too?
It's such a blessing.
Yes, even after being. Lesser Lord This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised. I didn't say anything wrong, did I?
no, everything you said is...
Something wrong?
Yeah. What's with that face? You knew of...
Even if those two those sages really... If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised when it turns into a knuckle sandwich, right, Sino?
Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but their treatment of Lesser Lord Kusanali calls for a more severe
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that you wish to have Azar and his accomplices severely punished.
I respect our deity's decision, and won't interfere in any way. While we're on this topic...
Are you trying to say that...
Why? Because... But seriously...
I did have my own motive. If the rules of our nation were sudden...
By that, you mean your life working as the academic...
Precisely.
Wait.
So, that's
It's reason enough.
You've certainly...
You flatter me.
All right then.
That's right.
Will you be happy with...
It's not about being happy.
Even so.
Thank you.
Finally, the dialect is over! Now I gotta talk to more people, oh my god!
Ah, there you are. Well, how is it? It's the first time to see you. Tonight. I'm honored to have her think. I can't explain.
Dude.
I seldom participate in such life. No, the Grand Bazaar. That happy. Oh well.
Dude, explain to me why.
Yes, I also... What an amazing...
Why there's so much dialect?
Hello. Oh, I'm so happy.
Too much dialect. Way too much. Just let me finish this mission. Come on.
I have a lot to handle these days.
Yay!
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to droop. Hey, you can't just fall asleep here. Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You'll wake up once you put something yummy in your tummy. Of course, just...
It's me.
Nadia!
You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. I was thinking about talking with you, and the next thing I knew, I had made a connection with you. The connection between us is amazing. It's like flora and the fence it grows upon. I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the Grand Bazaar. Lately, I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout from recent events, so I really haven't had any free time. Although you've already helped me with a lot, there's still one more. Please say thank you to everyone for... Oh. But if I just show up all of a sudden, people will become all quiet and stiff, won't they? What if I end up scaring them and ruining this wonderful feast? Oh. Yes, I have. You said I should go thank everyone as myself, right? So... I've decided to borrow your body for the time being. Please don't blame me. The flora also climbs up to the fence to get closer to the sky.
Freeze probably so you won't do anything weird in my body.
Everyone! Are you awake now? Paimon was just about to bring...
It's me.
Huh? That fool...
Hold up. What's going on?
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar. Interesting. Is this also a part of the feast?
No, of course not. Are you... Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Hello, Nilu.
You know who I am?
Yes. I already know every one of you. Nilu, Alhaitham, Sino, Dia, Paimon, and Dunyarzad.
Lesser... Kusanali?
I took the liberty of occupying the traveler's body so that I could thank all of you in person. Thank you so much for rescuing me, even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming enemies with the academia, the sages, the doctor, the balladeer, and even the entirety of SUMERU. Without you, Without any of you, I would have been in a much more difficult situation. Had you not helped me to resolve the crisis, not only I, but SUMERU and even the entirety of Teyvat would have suffered great misfortune. People refer to you as the heroes who managed to rescue a god. I'm quite fond of this name. It not only explains your identities, but also bears witness to your relationship with me. Please, allow me to present to you my most sincere
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you have done so much for SUMERU, and I didn't even have a chance to do anything for you.
Dinyerzad,
You don't need to be so ceremonious. It's always been my duty to protect you.
This is how the relationship between the Academia and Dendro Archon should be. We just did what was necessary and set things back on the right path.
You're an Archon, but you act so humble. You really don't need to be so polite with us.
I'm honored to have been able to take part in this plan. I hoped you liked the dance I dedicated to you.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Are you awake? Did you rest well? After Nahida left, you ate a lot of food. You've become a glutton. That just means... Alright, since you're awake, she should be in the...
Hello, Traveler and Paimon. What a fantastic night. I'm still immersed in all the happiness and joy, like a candle floating on water.
So are we.
Is there anything you want? Is that where you're headed now? As far as I know.
Does their Archon person...
No, there's a Chief Justice in Fontaine. Generally speaking, the Hydra Archon, Focalor, won't preside over individual trials. However, even then, as Archon, she still reserves the... Anyway, let's... He's still in a coma. I've hidden him like how one would hide a... I know you have many misgivings about him, but as someone who had become a god, he has retained a number of very... Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't do any evil. In addition, his future will be... After recent events, I've given it some thought, but this is definitely not a bad... The Akasha's centralized administration, although people may initially feel... And as for the former sages, I hope that the new six... The other big issue is the people... I've already taken some... Are you sure? At Gandharvaville, I took some time to perform an Irminsul search for information on your sister.
Yeah, isn't Irmin...
This is true in your case. However, there must be something different about your sister. Because, as it turns out, the world has recorded information.
What?
There is only one possible explanation. She belongs to this world.
But nothing about this makes any sense. Wasn't this your first trip to Teyvat?
According to the records I was able to access, After the Conria disaster, she began her journey through the 7 nations of Teyvat. But just as her journey was about to reach its conclusion, the Irminsul records on her suddenly become fuzzy.
What do you mean, fuzzy?
All I know for sure is that somebody, for reasons only they can know, is deliberately obfuscating her fate. And whoever it is, if they can do that, who knows what else they're capable of.
But even that wouldn't...
Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling as one of the Descenders.
What's a Descender?
Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui. A very important part of the intel was about this world's Descenders. External beings, ones that don't belong. Traveler, you are Teyvat's 4th Descender.
Wait, we're the 4th Descender?
Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other Descenders before the Traveler? And his sister isn't even one of them?
That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first Descender was likely what we now call the Heavenly Principles. As for the other Descenders, I still need to verify their existence. It could take me some... And yet, even knowing all this, I'm sure you must still have a lot of unanswered questions. There are many questions in my heart as well. And soon, you'll also begin... I'm very interested in your future. If fate is the ultimate knowledge...
I'm sure glad we got...
The pleasure is all mine. Alright, that's enough
I have officially beaten... Oh, shit.
Hubby?
Well, nope, there's another archon quest. God damn it, I beat it all. To get this one, I have to complete the Acer Parliament Chapter Act 1 to start this quest. What fucking quest is that?
What's up? So you had dog hair in your eye. Baby, you just want me to make you a plate?
Ah, I have to complete Kazuha's chapter. What?
And when it's done. How many ribs do you want? You want 1 or 2?
Hmm.
2?
How many what?
Ribs?
2. There's 2 more quests. Something called Caribert and Inversion of Genesis. What, Caribert? Why? Why, more deaths? Apparently we are the 4th descendant. So what the hell does that mean? Got another Mickey. So even after SUMERU's Archon, I thought it was the end. I didn't even know these were even added in. I'm staying at level 45 until all Archon quest is done. Because I am not being level 90 and versus bosses at level 90. Fuck that. I want to make it easy and simple and be done with before I do anything with the extension quest. Oh, you don't understand. Since I don't have Zonli, I have no protection. Since I don't have Kokomi, I don't have no protection. Yes, but here's the issue with Noelle. One, I don't have the 5-star artifacts I need to build her. Two, she's only level 40. And three, to even get her strong enough, I need at least 3 constellations. Which she's extremely hard to even get constellations. Is there any way I can lower my world to lower than 4? Hey. Is there any way I can lower it to like level 3 instead of 4? Or I do have to get my world to level 60? So I can go back to level 3 if I'm level 50. Because if I can get a level 3, I can complete the abyss a lot quicker. Especially if I get Zhongli. That's why I'm spending as much money as I can on this game. Because here's the issue in this game. Once you get all the chest does not spawn back for the Primogems. Only common chance does, and that only gives you like 2 if you're lucky. And your best bet is buying Primogems. I already am one of those people. Because I absolutely hate farming. Yeah, I absolutely hate farming. Well, I get paid again Saturday. Yes, I'm already spending it until I get Zhongli. Once I get Zhongli, I'm not spending anything else. He's going to be very soon. He's supposed to come out next update. Yeah, because if I can get Zhongli or at least Kokomi, then I'll stand a chance if I raise my level. But as of right now, I cannot stand chance at all right now. Especially how... Well, the hardest part is the fact that I'm talking about me, not you. The hardest part is getting level materials. The legendary are so rare in the game. That's the reason why we can't get it, because it's the fact that the level up materials are so rare, so you can't level up your fucking characters. I don't care how you did it. Your game strategy is different from mine. You guys started it, so you have more. I'm not arguing with him. That wasn't even arguing with him in the first fucking place.
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
This is gonna be it for this quest. Well, video. I'll see you guys next time.